We anticipated early on that we would need facilities for classrooms, library, offices, and a chapel, which would fulfill the major responsibilities of theological education: the worship of God, the academic study of theology, and the practice of ministry. So we developed the campus and the building in the light of those parameters.
You have to have a library, an excellence in resources. You have to have a great setting, a good context for learning.
The task of translating the words of Christ into this single enormous work was charged to artist Gerald Steinmeier, a master in the art and science of fresco. Over the course of 2 years, Gerald and a core group of artisans would need to conceive, sketch, and refine every inch of the enormous canvas.
The Parable of the Sower is the largest fresco I've worked on so far. I'm calculating that this probably has a little over 180 square feet in it. So it's a good-sized piece. The cartoons are huge. The main character is 9 feet tall. The scaffolding is huge. There's just tons of steel that goes into that. The other figures in the fresco are about life size, most of them. It could be 10 times that size, and the daily process is the same. 1 day's work at a time, painting on that plaster, cutting your day line at the end, and going back at it the next day. We started looking at art history. What had Van Gogh done? What had Rembrandt done? What had anyone done? And nowhere could we find really a cohesive image that seemed to illustrate the explanation that Jesus gave the disciples. We felt like the sower parable was more about the seed really than the sower. And I think that the best way to really symbolize the soils that these seeds fell into was to use people, a different person for each soil.
From the start back in 1824, the city of Pikeville has been the center of our society, government, business, and banking in this region and beyond. Hello, I'm Dr. Frank Justice, Mayor of Pikeville, Kentucky, and a lifelong resident. The story of Pikeville is one of hardworking and determined men and women carving out a place for themselves and their community from this rugged and beautiful setting. I'm proud to serve the men and women of our city. I'm glad that you could join us for a short look at the city I'm proud to call home, Pikeville, Kentucky.
Pikeville Medical Center, located just across from the city center, also began an impressive expansion, upgrading its services to include a new medical tower, regional cancer care center, rehabilitation and drug treatment centers, critical care air transport unit, and a modern ER trauma center.
My name is Joanne Anderson. I'm the Chief Executive Officer for Pikeville Medical Center. We're in our 80th year right now. Started back in 1924 up on the hill where the Pikeville College currently sits. Each year we add something to our menu of services so that the people of this region don't have to go outside the region for those services.
The realization of flood control also caused a push for a revitalized town center, new restaurants, new 700 vehicle parking structure, and the soon-to-be-completed 7,000-seat East Kentucky Exposition Center. A strong Main Street program encouraged the city to relocate public utilities underground and install period pedestrian lighting. The old city park was redesigned, a covered promenade was built, and elevated pedways installed on both sides of the new parking deck. A new public library building with space for both a regional technology center and a medical library for Pikeville College's School of Osteopathic Medicine was built near the renovated City Hall. From Lover's Leap, you can clearly see the impact of the Pikeville River fill. Over 25 new businesses and public services have already taken up residence on the 120-acre tract located where the river once ran.
Welcome to Dance 101. I'm your host, Teresa Alzadon, with the Mountain Arts Center in Prestonsburg, Kentucky, and for the next few minutes, I'll be your host through an introduction to the world of dance. Our goal is to prepare you to understand, identify, and intelligently discuss some of the basic concepts and styles of dance. The topics that we'll cover in our time together are some of the same topics you'll be required to know on CATS testing, so listen up, this will be on the test. Let's get started. Another way we can talk about space is in terms of shape. A dancer can make shapes with her body. Circles, squares, triangles, zigzags, and curves. Let's see how many different ways our dancers can incorporate a circle into their dance. They could turn in a circle, walk in a circle, gesture in a circular motion, or make a circle with their arms, hands, or fingers. A group of dancers can also create circles. What other contrasting words can we use to talk about a dancer's force? How about sharp and smooth? Or tension and relaxation. The force of a dance might be the same throughout the entire piece, or it might change from one moment to another.